Hi, my name is Gary Lonesborough. I am the author of The Boy From the Mish, which is a queer Indigenous young adult novel published by Allen and Unwin in February 2021. Basically, the story is about a 17-year-old Aboriginal boy named Jackson, who's at a point in his life where he's, coming to realize who he is and accept his sexuality, and it's also a story about him falling in love for the first time. So I'm just going to read a couple different passages from chapter 1 for you. So chapter 1. The white boys stare at us from the pub. It's Ethan and his mates. They sit on stools behind the railing of the packed pub and sip their beers from schooner glasses, keeping their eyes on us. Next to me, Kalen stares back at them from behind the steering wheel, his mouth tucked at one corner and his eyebrows scrunched, while Johnny lights a cigarette on the back seat. "What are you bastards looking at?" Johnny shouts. They just stare, then they laugh, and I just look to my lap because there's a cop car ahead of us, stopped on the other side of this red light. I know they're watching us, the ute with all the black faces inside. My throat is drying, but I don't want to drink from my Coke bottle in case the coppers think it's a beer and pull us over. The white boys go back to their drinks and banter as the light turns green, and Kalen eases off the brakes. I'd expected him to put his foot to the floor and spin the tires, but he must have spotted the coppers too. We drive steadily past them, blasting our music, and start up the mountain out of town. In this side view mirror, I see the police car slow, then pull over to the side of the road. They spin around and now they're coming, speeding up behind us. It's Constable Rogers. I'd recognise those big ears of his anyway. "No sudden movements, lads," Kalen jokes as he watches the rearview mirror. Johnny ashes his cigarette on the interior armrest of the door. The cop's lights come on and spray red and blue into the car. Kalen flicks on his blinker with a sigh and pulls over. My heart is pounding. The doors of the police car open as Kalen turns off the engine. Constable Rogers comes to Kalen's window with his breathalyzer in hand. He peeks inside with his clean blue uniform over his body and his hat on his head. "Kalen, Jackson and Johnny," he says, with such dissatisfaction. "What are you boys doing? Mouthing off at the fellas in the pub?" "Nah," Kalen says, "just saying hello." "Is that right?" Constable Rogers says, his voice dropping an octave. "Seemed a bit to me like you were trying to start trouble." "Nope, no trouble," Kalen replies. The other copper approaches my side of the ute, red-faced, walking slow, eyes searching through the open windows until he stops by me, staring me down. Constable Rogers holds his breathalyzer to Kalen. Kalen breathes into it before the breathalyzer beeps. "Looks like you're all good." I feel such a relief come over my body, even though I know Kalen hasn't been drinking. "Have a safe drive, boys." The coppers walk back to their car. Kalen starts the ute and we're back on the road. "Turn it up," Johnny shouts as hypnotised by Biggie Smalls starts through the speakers. I do, and we bob our heads in rhythm. Johnny raps along with it, of course, while he rolls himself another cigarette. He's always rapping. I couldn't count the number of raps he's written and made me listen to. And it's just as well Constable Rogers didn't decide to give the ute a random drug search or anything, because we have a case of beer under the cover of the back tray, which Kalen bought using his older brother's ID. We reach the turnoff and head on to the highway. It's a few hundred metres along the road before we take the turn towards the Mish. And now I'm going to read just a section of the book, the last part of chapter 1, which is when Jackson's family, his Aunty Pam and his little cousins, arrive for Christmas break. A car horn honks over and over, waking me. It's Christmas Eve, and the morning sun is blinding when I open my eyes. I forgot to pull the curtain across when I went to bed, and now I'm paying for it. Mum's big body booms on the hallway floor, followed by Henry's little rushing feet. As they creak down the stairs, he's asking her if his cousins are here, and she's saying yes. I stagger to my clothes, pick them up off the floor and slide them on. "Jackson," I hear Mum call. I start downstairs. Aunty Pam is just inside the doorway, bags in her hand, wearing a purple top and shorts. All the kids run in from behind her, hugging Henry and cheering and yelling as loudly as I can. "My little sand eater," Aunty Pam says. I go down to give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. "How's your art going?" "I don't really paint so much anymore," I say, looking to my feet. "Oh, well, I got a boy who needs to do some art. You can help him out," she says, like I have no say in the matter, like she didn't hear what I just said about not painting so much anymore. "Jackson, this is Thomas. He's living with me for a little while." She turns to her side to reveal a black boy carrying more bags from a station wagon. He has messy curly hair that looks almost like dreads, like he's never brushed it in his life. His skin is a lighter brown than mine, but he has that curry nose. "We'll put Henry down here with the boys and you can take Henry's room," Mum says to Aunty Pam. "And we'll put the good mattress in Jackson's room so Thomas can sleep upstairs away from the kids." "Who's that?" Henry asks behind me. "That's Thomas. He just got out of jail," little cousin Bobby whispers, and I feel the strength of my eyebrows as they raise themselves. All the kids barge past Mum and me and race into the house. Thomas lugs the bags to the doorway and places them on the floor. I extend my hand and Thomas takes it. "Nice to meet you," I say. "You too." I stare at him in his blue polo shirt and sweatpants. He carries a backpack over his shoulders. The hairs on his face look spiky, and the hair on his head sweeps to the sides at his forehead and drapes over his ears. "Jackson, why don't you take Aunty Pam's and Thomas's stuff upstairs?" Mum asks. Thomas nods to the duffel bag on the floor next to Aunty Pam's purple travelling bag, and I grab them and head upstairs. He follows, stepping heavily on the wooden stairs. I drop Aunty Pam's bag into Henry's room across the hall and place Thomas's duffel bag against the wall in my room. "I'll go get you the mattress," I say, as he drops his backpack to the floor. I race back down the staircase and search in the storage space underneath, finding it squeezed into the back corner. I pull it out with all my might. It's thicker than those the kids will sleep on, and I'm annoyed as I have to drag it back up the stairs. I like having my own room. I hate sharing. What if I need to fart or something while I'm in bed? Do I just hold it in forever? I slide the mattress across my carpet and lay it flat. Thomas drops himself onto it with a sigh. I fetch him a sheet and blanket and drop them onto the floor beside his mattress, then take one of my 2 pillows from my bed and hand it to him. "Make yourself at home," I say. And there, yeah, so the book is The Boy from the Mish. I'm the author, Gary Lonesborough. You can get the book at any good bookstore. Yeah, so thanks for watching.